69 years old, you got to be thinking, okay, how can I help this person? So my first question is if somebody's 66 or older, I'm always going to ask, are you drawing Social Security? And sure enough, he was and is drawing Social Security, but he's still working. And that's the thing. He's still working, still feels young, feels good. Nobody's ever told me they've saved too much. What's up, everybody? It's Levi from freesalesadvice.com. Just got out of another appointment. It was a success. It was a close. Now here's the situation: is the client was a 69-year-old male. Now that is older than I usually work with, but here's the situation. He was actually a referral from a couple of other current clients that I have. So he came to me actually and said, I heard you were the man. You were the man I needed to do something with. And so I had to sit down and say, okay, well, what were you hoping to learn? What are you trying to accomplish? Which, again, that's how I start all my conversations, even if it comes a referral. 69 years old, you got to be thinking, okay, how can I help this person? So my first question is if somebody's 66 or older, I'm always going to ask, are you drawing Social Security? And sure enough, he was and is drawing Social Security, but he's still working. And that's the thing. He's still working, still feels young, feels good. And so when I asked, are you drawing Social Security? He said yes. And I asked him how much it was. He's drawing about $1,100 a month. So I said, well, what are you doing with that money? Because while you're working, if you don't need that, we can stock that money away. That can build up your savings tremendously in 2, 3, 4, or 5 years if you do that. So the deal is that he said he's going to keep working at least another 4 or 5 years until he's 74, 75 years old. So what I explained at that time is that, I can help you. You're not going to retire a comfortable life off of what we do in 5 years unless you're extremely aggressive. Now, most people are not going to be extremely aggressive, but even if he was going to contribute $1,100 a month for the next 5 years, that's still $60,000 plus interest. That $65,000 or so that you could put to the side, draw some significant interest on that, and have an account that is worth something rather than not having an account. Because you see, people's income rises with their lifestyle usually, and when you start drawing $1,100 a month extra, all of a sudden it's easy to spend that. And sure enough, he said, well, I'm kind of paying off some stuff here or there, so instead of saving the whole $1,100 a month, we got down to, we're going to start with $300 a month, and then in a couple of months he's going to bump that up to $500, and then he said a couple of months after that he'll bump it up to the full $1,100. So I just said, well, look, I'll work with you any way I can to help you build up some additional savings for retirement. It's not going to be a significant portion of your retirement. It's probably going to be more of a beefed up savings account or a great vacation fund or a huge emergency fund or something like that, but nothing wrong with that. Nobody's ever told me they've saved too much. That's where we went with that, is we're going to start at $300 a month. But as you can see, even $1,100 a month over 5 years for somebody to put away $65,000, $70,000 plus some added interest on there, that's a good deal for somebody even in retirement to have that if they're coming into some extra money. So that's a key point of this video, is that if you meet with somebody and they come into some extra income or something of that nature, that's where you got to help them understand the benefit of putting that away and pretending as if they weren't drawing that in the first place. So that's where the discussion went with that. And again, it was an easy client because it was a referral, but at the same time, I still want to make sure I'm providing him the best service possible. So I'm still going to ask him questions and try to understand the situation and what's going on. And that's the thing, is if you wanted to put $100 away for the next 5 years at 69 years old, I don't know how much that would benefit him. We'd probably still try to figure something out. But here's the key point of a 403b. That's one of the retirement plans that you can actually contribute past 70 and a half if you're still working and you don't have to take minimum distributions from. In his case, he can keep on saving in that account, doesn't have to take minimum distribution starting at 70 and a half. So that's a big advantage for him. So all in all, Worked out a good deal, starting off at $300 a month, gonna bump up to $500 in about 2 to 3 months, and then go up from there. So whatever the situation is with your client, try to find out, always find out the best solution for them, what's going to work for them, and how you can help them out in the best way possible. And there's almost always a solution, but you've got to be the expert and find it, right? So thanks again for tuning in. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like or share. Again, go to our homepage. If you're stuck in your own situation, can't seem to get past a certain client's objection or something of that nature, let this community give you some suggestions and tips, see if they can't help you close or move past that concern. Again, thanks for tuning in. ABC, and see you later.